everyone, welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for plenty more Barca news coming your way as we will be discussing Hansi Flick and his coaching setup. Really exciting news there on the physical side again, and we also have maybe an offer for Ferran Torres this summer, but should we accept it? We're going to be talking in detail about that, along with more words, yet more words from Ronald Koeman, who has doubled down on his criticism of Barca over Frenkie de Jong. All of that and more coming right up for you. Stay right there. Let's do this. Because today's Barca News Roundup is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped, where indeed the summer is underway. The transfer window is looming. The football tournaments are about to get underway. And hopefully the sun is shining where you are. With me, it actually isn't right now. But hey, I still hold out hope. But wherever you are, whatever the weather is like, Manscaped are here to make you feel good and look good as well, whatever the occasion. Because maybe you're going out to watch some of the football there, gathering with friends, with family, whoever it is. Maybe you're going to have a party to celebrate Barca's great transfer window. Maybe that's just me, but again, I hold out hope. But guys, Manscaped has you covered there. Fantastic men's grooming products. The lawnmower will get the job done. The weed whacker will keep you looking crisp. And the shed will keep all of those tools packed nicely away. And you can get 20% off your order there by using the code TalkFCB, which is a really big help to the channel. A thank you indeed for your great support, and please do go ahead and enjoy those terrific Manscaped products at a discount. But let's indeed then begin by talking first of all about Julian Araujo. Now remember, this is the 22-year-old right back who was signed at the club, and we haven't seen too much of him, of course, because last season he went out on loan to Las Palmas under Garcia Pimienta, playing some really good football they did, and Julian Araujo was one of the standout right backs in La Liga last season. Honestly, very, very good he was, very impressive in his performances, and that's begged the question, will he get a genuine chance at Barca? And the news that is coming out today is that yes, he will. Apparently Hansi Flick there, he's been looking at what Araujo has been doing, he's been enjoying it, and he would like to see Julian Araujo there in pre-season. And I'm really intrigued by this, guys, honestly, because look at him there, the characteristics that he has, again, it might be a Hansi Flick kind of player. You're looking at that pace, you're looking at that athleticism, those are characteristics there that he really does value. And I'm wondering what we're going to do at right back, because obviously as well, we've got Hector Fort, really great young player coming through. We know all about his quality, but I'm starting to think here that maybe Koundé won't play at right back under Hansi Flick. I'm thinking there that Flick actually might want to always line up with two natural fullbacks there, players that can both go forward at times on both sides, and Araujo will get his opportunity in pre-season. And do you guys believe that he has what it takes? Is he good enough to be in this Barca team? Is he Barca quality? Let me know down below. And I also want to talk to you guys about the youngster there, Marc Bernal, because big news coming out of the club today that an agreement has been reached for the contract renewal of Bernal until 2026 there, plus the option of potentially 3 more years in that deal. So it is quite a significant one there, and I think this is really, really good news for the club, because actually he's been very much impressing under Rafa Marquez at Barca Athletic this season. Some really fantastic performances. He's 17 years old, plays there as a defensive midfielder, although he can be quite versatile. We've seen him in several different roles there, and he's got all the kind of attributes you'd want in that role, and he has even received a few comparisons to Rodri in his style of play. Now obviously that's a very, very big compliment to him. Those are big, big expectations on his shoulder, but he's got talent. He really, really does. And like I say, only 17, so lots more to come from him. And what we're hearing here off the back of this renewal is that Hansi Flick will also have a look at him in pre-season. Of course, we've got Casado, who's going to be moving up to the first team as well, but we are going to have a look at Bernal. He's definitely one for the future, definitely one to keep an eye on, and it's really good news here that he has been renewed now for several more years to come. But speaking as well there about midfielders at Barca, there have been some big words today from Mikel Merino, of course, who has been linked to the club. Plenty of speculation right now in the media surrounding him, and he was asked there whilst away with Spain ahead of the Euros, what do you make there of the interest from Barca? These links that are coming out in the media right now Now, and Merino, he certainly did not shut it down. He said it's a compliment for me, and I also believe it's a positive for Real Sociedad. He said it's always nice to hear that there's interest in you, and it also means that Real Sociedad are doing good things, but right now, my full focus is on the Euros, and I believe they're looking at those words that Merino, he's quite flattered that Barca are interested, he's quite excited, I believe, by those rumours there, but he also doesn't want to upset his current club, because he will need Real Sociedad to play ball this summer if he was to leave. So he's also saying there, well, it's also a positive to Sociedad that Barca might be interested in me, but he said, I leave my future in the hands of my agent. I only want to hear about it really when it's something serious or definitive. What I read on social media and what my colleagues tell me stays only there. So right now, there's nothing concrete between Barca and Merino. There's certainly interest there. We're certainly looking at him, but no talks are underway just yet with Real Sociedad. Remember, of course, he has a contract only until 2025. He is entering the final year of that deal. There's no renewal. Doesn't look like it's going to happen there between the two right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens after the Euros when it comes to Merino's future. But on the very topic of the European Championships coming up, let's talk about Ronald Koeman again. Because let's not forget, guys, that yesterday he firmly pointed the finger at Barca. He firmly said, basically, it's our fault that Frenkie de Jong will miss the Euros now for the Netherlands with that ankle problem. Koeman said there, well, Barca went ahead and played him, and now we are suffering the consequences of that. And he was actually asked again today in a press conference about those words, do you regret maybe blaming Barca? Do you regret those words towards your former club? But he said, my words about Barca mismanaging Frenkie, I don't regret it. He said, absolutely not. He was firm on that, but he said, I'm done with it. I'm not going to go into it any further. I've talked to Frenkie about it as well. That is a conversation that will stay between us. So certainly there, Koeman, not backing down, and basically by saying that it's Barca's fault, is he also taking a jab at Xavi? Is he basically saying, because obviously Xavi picks the teams, is he blaming Xavi really, the fact that Frenkie here has missed the tournament? And he was actually asked, would you then have played Frenkie in an important game if you were the Barca coach? If the shoe was on the other foot, would you have actually played him in that situation? And Koeman came back by saying, well, I have always been able to estimate the risk factor fairly well in my time. He said, I've also talked to Frenkie about that. I think I have a little more inside information, but again, that is all that I am going to say about that. So Koeman there saying that he's always been able to estimate the risk factor. But let me just cast your mind back, guys, because I firmly remember here Pedri exploding, yes, under Koeman in his breakthrough season at the club, which Koeman deserves a lot of credit for. But he did then go and overplay him. We did run Pedri into the ground. Yes, the national team played a part, but Barca too certainly could have handled things better in that opening, very first year at the top level. So again, that risk factor, it's easy to say, oh, well, it's Barca's fault. I would have done things differently. But when you're actually in that position, I think, Ronald, we've already seen that's not really how it goes. However, guys, what we absolutely must discuss in some detail today is Ferran Torres, because very big news today emerging from Gerard Romero that Newcastle, they have sent Barca an official offer for Ferran Torres this summer, and that offer is 15 million euros plus a potential 5 million in add-ons there. So there's the potential for 20 million euros for the sale of Ferran Torres. Now, immediately, what is your reaction to that offer? Because on the face of it there, that already seems very, very low. Because yes, of course, Ferran is a player that we're going to come on to discuss. He does divide a lot of opinion, and maybe not even divide. A lot of Barca fans want him gone. And like I say, we're going to talk about that. But 15 million plus 5, we were kind of hoping for a bit more than that, especially when you consider we paid 55 million plus 10 for him. I'm going to break down in tears right now. 55 million plus 10 for Ferran Torres there. He's under contract until 2027. So then to go ahead and take an enormous loss, that would hurt. But at the same time, guys, let me just say on this, how much longer can we wait for Ferran? How much longer, how much more time can go by where we say, oh, well, we'll just give him one more year, one more season, one more game to prove himself. He's 24 years old now. He's not a youngster anymore. He will be entering his 4th season at the club in the coming season. And I've always thought with Ferran, he's a confidence kind of player, even when he arrived at Barca, because honestly, it seemed initially as though the shirt was too big for him. The pressure was too much. He arrived actually when he just picked up an injury. We thought that maybe there was some physical problems, but then certainly as time went on, his confidence fell away. It completely eroded. And what we're left with now is a player that can score, can be effective, can have games where you actually think, wow, he got a hat-trick in a game last season, of course, against Real Betis, and you thought, wow, can he kick on? But he never does. It's always about consistency here, and Ferran just doesn't have it. He has not been able to consistently deliver and be that big money signing that we thought that he was going to be from Man City. There's no doubt at all we massively overpaid for this guy. We can't really judge him anymore on the fact that he should have been a €65 million signing. That's not the kind of player he is anymore. So when we're looking at that offer coming in from Newcastle, 15 plus 5, it's not great. It's really not very good. You'd hope for more. You'd hope for more money to get back. I don't believe that Barca would sell him for that, and maybe he wouldn't even agree to leave. But I just wonder about him. I wonder what's going to happen next. Where do we go from here? How would Hansi Flick use him? Guys, do you have any ideas here of how you get the best out of Ferran? Do you believe there's more in there? Is there another level that he can go to if he's utilised in a different way? Because on the right, we've got Yamal, we've got Rafinha. On the left, we've seen him used, of course. That's a position that Barca haven't really been able to fill. And of course, he's been playing at times as well as a centre-forward. But where can he deliver consistently? He is a confidence player. Right now he doesn't have it. He can find it. But I've still got massive doubts about him. I've still got massive doubts about how much longer we're going to say, oh, well, he will step up one day. He will deliver one day. He will come good one day. When will that day come? Can that day come in the coming season? Because indeed, guys, when you are talking about Hansi Flick, this is a man who is going to ring the changes. He is certainly bringing plenty of change in the coming season, because what we have seen today also from Gerard Romero is exactly what his staff is going to be. And quite clearly there you can see the assistants are coming in from Germany. He is going to have there the potential of 3. Right now we only have 2 of those confirmed. But the bit that really excites me is when you're looking at the physical side of things, when you're looking there how we're going to prepare ourselves physically, and just look at that there. There is an armoury of options of people who actually can come in and make a difference at this club. We've already discussed Julio Tous in detail. Now, he is a really exciting acquisition for me, and somebody who can definitely improve not only our work on the physical side, but also injury prevention. And now we've also got to add to that Pepe Conde. He has actually been with Sevilla as their physical trainer, but he will be arriving at Barça. And we've also got Rafael Maldonado, who has been with Real Sociedad as their physical trainer. So we're bringing people in here who have experience in La Liga, who have experience at the very top level in terms of the clubs they've been at, especially Julio Tous' resume is absolutely phenomenal. And there have been lots more changes inside of the club, because what the club are doing right now, they're looking intensely at the physical preparation, and you know that, by the way, because Joan Laporta said himself, it's not been good enough. Looking at the games, looking at the way the team has performed from the 60th minute onwards, he admitted that is not acceptable. We need more. That is a clear area that if we can improve on that, suddenly things can get a lot better. There is a lot more room there for improvement. And Barça have not only been changing here the physical trainers, but also in terms of physiotherapists, people inside of the club. There's lots of change. Contracts are being terminated. People are leaving their jobs. New ones are arriving. And on the physical side, guys, under Flick, with his training, with his mentality as well, spearheading the whole thing, I guarantee things will change. I guarantee we will see a different Barca on the physical side next season, and that fills me with excitement. That fills me alone with optimism here. And I want to know, guys, what you are feeling right now in the comments down below. Looking at these changes that we're starting to see, do you feel that excitement here ahead of the summer? And what would you like to see happen there at the club in terms of transfers? On top of all this preparation on the physical side to make us a force to be reckoned with next season, do let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below here, guys. Thank you indeed again for tuning in. Thank you as well to Manscaped here. Big help on the channel. And I will catch you all soon. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.